Speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have. And I'm especially proud and inspired by all the women who have felt strong enough and empowered enough to speak up and share their personal stories.
And welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, and I am Shanrae. I am so excited to be here. This night is our last and final night. Oh my gosh, this is it, guys. This is it, and it's been a beautiful, wonderful month. I am going to give me 1 minute. Let me copy this link really quick so I can put it in here. But as you come in, and let me turn my Facebook page so I can address you all tonight. As you come in, please. Good evening, Mother Day. How are you? Good evening, Cole. So I'm getting ready to put a Zoom link in for after the show for those that want to come in and they want to have more of a private kind of setting for, about 20 minutes after the show. A lot of people they will prefer not to share openly. So this is my first time doing this. I'm going to drop a link in here for you all to click on a Zoom link, and we will have a 20-minute session, power out private session. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to go on and get started because this 30 minutes come and it goes so quickly. Let me read my bio. I'm a degree counselor who've acquired my dual Bachelor's of Science degree from Ashford University. Psychology and organizational management are my degrees. My great passion is bringing healing to people who have been through traumatic and stressful experiences, as we all have. Okay, but when human beings experience trauma or severe life stresses, it's not uncommon for their lives to seem like it's unraveling. So my goal and my passion is to help my clients, which include children and families, to find healthy perceptions of themselves and for them to strengthen their relationships so that they can know themselves as a more peaceful and complete and whole, safe person. All right. Let me start with my website. Disclaimer is very important, and I am going to magnify this so you can see it a little bit more clearer. All right. Okay, please be aware that due to the nature of the technology that I'm using, there could be no assurance of confidentiality when using this online service. It's also should be noted that due to changes in policies, that all replies are to be used as advisory and informational only and will not constitute a official determination. Information provided by myself or other counselors or religious leaders or counseling services are subject to the limitations of the current and the available material, but the final responsibility for successfully achieving a goal rests with you, the individual. Information online is designed to be helpful. However, this information does change frequently, and it is recommended that you, the individual, will consult another specialist, another religious leader, to aid you in your overall behavioral wellness. Let me keep this moving. I'm going to keep it magnified for a few minutes. All right. I am a Christian counselor. And so I hope that you can see this on my end. It's a little hard to see it. But my scripture comes from John chapter 8, verses 32 from the English Standard Version. And it says, and you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. All right. The whole month's topic has been speaking your truth. This week's subtopic is in relationships. So together is speaking your truth in relationships. All right. The definition we've heard all month long, what a lie is, what truth is, what your perspective is. But relationship, I wanted to break that down this week specifically, the definition of relationship. And it says the relations, connecting or binding participants in a relationship such as a kinship, a specific instance or type of kinship, a state of affairs existing between those having relations or dealings, has a good relationship with their family, and B, a romantic or passionate attachment. All right, so let me open this up just a little bit. Now I'm gonna open it like this. All right, so our key points for tonight. Let me open this just a little bit, and this should be the last time I open it for a while. So tonight's key points are, what does speaking your truth mean? Can speaking your truth help attract more love, connection, and intimacy in your relationships? Speaking your truth is not a license to play the victim. It's not. And then how speaking your truth strengthens your relationships, and then 10 ways to speak your truth in relationships. It's 10 different ways that you can do it. And of course, I'm always going to end with a nice takeaway. All right, so let's get into it, guys. Again, this is an open forum. If you have any questions, or if you want to share any life experiences, please go on and do it. Good evening, Lady Demore. How are you? And then I will pause, highlight it, and we'll keep it moving. Again, I have dropped in for the first time ever a Zoom link, and we are not only on Facebook, we're on YouTube Live, and we're also on Twitter Live. So wherever you may be, there is a Zoom link that's been placed in your comment section. So if you want to come on a more personal 20-minute session immediately after this, click the link and meet me there. All right, so let's get started. 10 ways to speak your truth in relationships. All right. Can it help you attract more love, connection, and intimacy in your relationships when you tell the truth? Speaking your truth, again, is not a license to play the victim. And how to speak your truth it does help strengthen your relationship. Okay, so with women being encouraged more in society to speak your truth, because we know years and years and years ago, depending on your age or what you've read and learned in history, women were considered second-class citizens. And so this Oprah, her life's career has been to empower women and people. So this is giving us something here of something that Oprah is talking about. All right. So with women being encouraged more in today's society to have a voice and to stand up for equal rights, speaking your truth has never been so in vogue. All right. So at the 2018 Golden Globes, Oprah Winfrey triggered a debate. She did about the potential power versus the dangers of expressing your truth with remarks. Okay, so what we do know for sure is that speaking our truth is a most powerful tool, and really one of the best tools that we have. So what does speaking your truth mean? And here, the Dr. Tilhan, who is actually a licensed coach, a relationship coach. He says to speak the truth in love could mean expressing how you're feeling about your relationship, or perhaps your work or your friendships. It could also include voicing your opinion about something that you feel strongly about, or sharing your story, revealing past problems that may have been difficult or painful. Let me move this along. Oh, I hope y'all can see that. Can it help you to attract more love, connection, and intimacy in your relationships? Again, let me keep this here because this is Wilmot, Dr. Michelle Wilmot. She's the one. Can it help you attract more love and connection in your relationships? So Dr. Wilmot says that in her opinion, and experience from working with clients, speaking from the heart can undoubtedly help your relationships to thrive. Now, most of us, if not all of us, and I really strongly, I'm almost 100% that all of us have experienced any form of relationship where someone may not have been as truthful to you as we know they could have been. And we know how it made us feel when we found out that they were not very truthful. So her findings, and then again from our personal experiences, we know that it does strengthen a relationship, and not just an intimate one, when someone is when they're more truthful. So when you choose to show up without holding back certain feelings or parts of yourself, it can help create an environment where you feel accepted for the person you really are. And this is what she calls relationship freedom. Let me tell you something. The older I get, the more I would rather just not deal with people if there is no relationship freedom involved. Okay, if there is not, because it's very difficult to have a relationship with someone who is a practiced liar. Okay, so let's move this along. Speaking your truth is not a license to play the victim. All right, I'm gonna pause right here. This is where I need some interaction here. How many of you all have actually had to confront someone who you were having a relationship with, and you letting them know that, listen, I know the truth. I know you're not telling the truth. And then they turned around and played the victim. Can someone here tell me how did you work your way through that? Now I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna make room for your comments if someone chooses to share their experience. But again, speaking your truth is not a license to play the victim. Okay, so however, some people do seem to use the theory of speaking your truth as a license to play the victim card, or to blame and criticize their partners for not coming up to their perfectionist standards. Similarly, others see it as excuses to overly exert their opinions and to take the stance that they're always right. Okay, which can end up in a domineering and controlling behavior, and has the effect of shifting any type of healthy relationship. So as a result, there are ways that I recommend Dr. Wilhelm recommends to speak your truth, and that will help in your relationship growth, as opposed to weakening it. Let me see, did anyone say anything? Okay, not yet. I'm gonna move this along. Okay, so how speaking your truth strengthens your relationship. Let me move this along. How speaking your truth strengthens your relationship. Number one, and let me see if that, yep. Number one, take a deep breath and say what's on your mind. This is you're gonna get 10 strategies or 12 strategies. So number one, take a deep breath. All right, and say what's on your mind. If something is bothering you, learn how to speak your mind without fear. And this is something that Dr. Wilhelm tells her clients. She says, she encourages them, feel the fear and say it anyway. Okay, you are a human being with emotions, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable is a way of strengthening the relationship to help create a deeper connection and enhance your relationship. Okay, number two, always take full responsibility for your well-being. Okay, so whoever your partner is, or whoever this person that you're having a relationship with, they're not responsible for your personal happiness. And so telling the truth in a relationship, that's how unloved you may feel, and that it is their fault, is to give your power away. So saying stuff like that really is giving your power away. But when you take responsibility for yourself and how you feel in this relationship, your relationship will actually become more freer. All right, let me see if someone said anything. Number three, know the difference between using vulnerability as strength as opposed to using it from a place of weakness. So Dr. Wilhelm says, taking full responsibility for your emotions will help you speak in such a way that enables your vulnerability to open up your relationship. All right. So if you're always saying things like, you're making me feel XYZ, you're always going to be playing that victim card. And this usually only serves to elicit resentment from your partner. Okay. So instead, say I'm feeling hurt right now, or say I realize I felt scared at the moment when XYZ happened, and I did not manage the situation as well as I could have done. That's a better way to say it. Okay, so this doesn't point the finger or the blame at the other person. It helps to create space whereby you are both allowed to be human beings with emotions. Let's see if anyone say anything. Okay. Number 4 says, know that you're always entitled to your feelings. And we are. We're entitled to how we feel, what we're feeling at the time. So if your partner tries to deny or dismiss how you're feeling, then you have every right to put a boundary in and say, please don't dismiss my feelings. However, this does not presuppose that you have taken full responsibility for your expressions, though, as described above. So, again, wording is everything. If you feel like that you're being dismissed, it's okay to say, please don't dismiss my feelings, or don't dismiss what my experience. Number 5 says, work on your feelings of self-worth. Okay. We're always a work in progress. We're always a work in progress. The older we get, we will still always be learning how to do things or how to navigate through life. So number 5 says, work on your feelings of self-worth. When you are confident in your worth and know your value, it's much easier to speak up with assertions. Whatever happens, you always have the knowledge that you have your own back. All right. So, okay, self-confidence. Okay. All right. So, Dr. Wilhelm was talking about a video that she often tells her clients to use. It is by Adia Gooden, and it says, "What would you stop doing if you knew you were already worthy?" Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question right there. What would you stop doing if you knew that you were already worthy? All right. And then Adia Gooden talks about forgiveness, self-acceptance, connecting with supportive people for realizing your self-worth. All right. So number 6 says, be clear on your values and your desires in your romantic life. I want to pause here because Tuesday evening, we had a guest that was on, and she was watching, and she was actually at work. I believe her name was Dee. I might be calling it out the wrong way, but something she said that really stood out. She said that she was in a relationship. The person was a habitual liar or storyteller. She told the person who she was in a relationship with, she let them know how it made her feel in that relationship with that person being a liar. The person, after she was vulnerable enough and brave enough to tell the person how she felt, they continued to use that form of relationship, whatever pattern. And she eventually got away and got out of that situation because she realized that she deserved better. Then she ended it by saying, when she walked away from that relationship, she started being blessed again, getting blessings all over again. And I was really, 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 I love how she phrased that. Okay, so number 6 says, good evening, Kim. Number 6 says to be clear on your values and your desires in your romantic life. Be clear. Hold on, let me move this along because I'm talking and ain't moving these slides. I sure hope y'all can see that. Okay. So when you're clear on what is truly important to you and what you desire in life and love, you will have a clear idea of how to speak your truth and what you want to take a stand for. On the other hand, so some things in life are just not worth even bringing up in a conversation. Some things are just because you have to assess. Good evening, Linda. You have to assess. There's a saying: read the room. Read the room. So that's assessing the room, assessing the person that you're talking with, because sometimes what you're saying, you're casting pearls, or you're saying some wonderful things, and you're being vulnerable and you're talking the truth, but it's going in one ear and out the other. And if the person is not willing to work with you and to grow in a relationship, and to it goes back and forth, then, you know, you've been clear about what you want. Now it's time for you to make a decision. All right. So number 7 is be mindful. Be mindful. All right. And then learn to become acutely aware of your thoughts and feelings. The human mind is exceptionally good at feeding us many thoughts and stories that are just not true. And it's true. Everybody has things running in their head, because the more you think about it, the more you go over something, then it starts to build. And people are some of the greatest storytellers, because depending on who you are, if you're outgoing or whatever like that, or if you're some people are more morbid or whatever, depending on how you are, your character is how things are going to play out in your head, you know. So learn to become acutely aware of your thoughts and your feelings. The human mind is exceptionally good at feeding us many thoughts and stories that are just not true. These thoughts then trigger our feelings, and then the feelings feed the thoughts. So we can then get caught up in a vicious cycle of negative emotions, influencing our partner's behavior. All right. So when you learn to take a step back, and let me pause right there. When we can get caught up in a vicious cycle of negative emotions, whoever we're close with or having a relationship, it affects their behavior as well. Think about those of us that are married or in a relationship, and you come home and you tell your significant other, oh my God, my sister or my friend or my cousin or my coworker or someone did this to me. Oh, they gonna get riled up. Really? What did they do? Oh, really? Do I need to come up there? You know what I'm saying? And how many times have you actually found out that maybe you were caught up in something, and then you found out later on that what was told you to you was exaggerated, or it was kind of twisted. The story was twisted to make whoever you with make them the victim, when actually a lot of times they're the ones who need to kind of adjust. Okay. All right. So when you learn to take a step back and observe your own thought pattern, you'll be able to start seeing the limited perspective of the mind and be less likely to take this out on your relationship. All right. Let me see if someone said it. Hey, Lorenzo, how are you? Lorenzo said, evil communication corrupts good manners. All the time. All the time. And I'm going to add to what Lorenzo said. I'm sorry, Lady Demore said big time. Yeah, we influence the people that are closest to us. We can influence them negatively to act negatively. We can influence them to act good. Good evening, Jamel. It's so good to see you. Guys, I'm going to pause right here for a minute. I dropped a Zoom link in here. This is my first time doing this. I dropped the Zoom link in the comment section because I'm going to take another 20 minutes and we're going to do a private session if y'all want to continue this. So there is a Zoom link in the comment section for you to click on immediately when I finish this, so we can have a private powwow for about 20 minutes after the fact. All right, let's jump back in. All right, so I like what Lorenzo was saying about evil communication corrupts good manner. Now listen, it doesn't mean that a person is evil. It just means that most people can do evil things. It doesn't quite make them evil, though. Okay, everybody can do something evil. All right, so number 8 says, be prepared to get it wrong. Woo, we don't like to be wrong. I know I don't like to be wrong, but I'm wrong. Good evening. Oh, good evening, Lady Purple. She done jumped over here. Okay, we don't like to be wrong. So trying to be a perfect partner and a perfect human being is a tall order for anybody. So when you permit yourself to get messy in love, you give yourself and your partner the best possible chance to connect with your partner on a deeper level. So if you do not allow yourself to get it wrong when you speak your truth, you also don't allow yourself to see where you can do better the next time. There is no such thing as wrong when you decide to take a breath and speak up because you're taking a stand for being yourself. Okay? which warts and all. And that's what Dr. Million was saying. I'm saying her name wrong. Dr. Wilmot. Dr. Wilmot was saying, she's saying warts and all, which anybody we know when somebody have warts on their face or something. So if your partner is not willing to let themselves or you make mistakes, then you may be better off without them. All right. So I'm going to do a pause here. Lady Purvis said, right, some people just exaggerate. Most people exaggerate. Most people, they're going to exaggerate so they can feel that they are right. Going back to this number 8, be prepared to get it wrong. Now, we all have our own love languages. Okay, I know what my love language is. My love language is, you ain't got to buy me nothing. Okay, but just be present and alert in this relationship. Okay, know who I am, know what I like and stuff like, and that's my love language. So it takes some time for each of us to learn each other's love language and how we can get them motivated, or how we can get them to for our relationship to grow. Lady Purvis, okay, I'm sorry, I thought she said something else. So all that is like you said, allow yourself to some wiggle room to get it wrong. All right. And with that, all of doing this, you're learning each other's love language. So number 9 says, allow yourself to feel your emotions. Allow yourself to feel your emotions. Of course, things can get uncomfortable when you take a risk in your communication. But I always say, but this is Dr. Wilmot. She says to her clients, so what? Okay. So what? This may sound a little harsh, but what if you feel frustrated, sad, or angry sometimes? Are you willing to allow yourself to experience the full spectrum and of human emotions, but still love and accept yourself regardless? So again, so what? We're allowed to express ourselves. We're allowed to show our emotions. Now, there is, if you're always angry or something, then that's something else. If you're always sad, then that's something else. So if there's too much of one thing at all time, then that's something else. And then that's where counseling is very, very advised for that. Lady Purvis said, yes, I am. Okay. So allow yourself to feel your emotions. The problems only come when we hold on to emotions and then we use them against our partner or as a reason to stay stuck. All right. Most feelings usually only last 90 seconds. Most feelings they really only just last 90 seconds. All right. So if you can let yourself feel frustrated, and even speak from that place of with responsibility now, it will generally flow through you and you will feel much better for being honest and open. All right. So I'm going to say this again. Most people's emotions, when they feel them and when they express them, only last 90 seconds, guys. All right. But if you're running into something different, okay, now we have to, talk about therapy and counseling then, because learning how to express yourself in a healthy manner is imperative for any kind of healthy relationship. All right, number 10 says to remember that your egos, EGO, remember that your egos will often see your relationship problem as the end of the world. Oh my God. I mean, and for instance, there a lot of couples, a lot of young couples, every time something don't go their way, oh, it's over. It's over. It is just over. Okay. And that's not a good, but that's such a rocky relationship when someone is always threatening that it's over. It's over. All right. So the ego is often doom and gloom when it comes to relationship issues. This is the part of that fear to open up to a deeper love. All right. Lady Purpose said facts. Facts. Hold on. This is the part of you that fears to open up to a deeper love. So it would rather you jump ship from your relationship and believe that there is someone else out there who is a better match for you. Now, in some instances, that is true because remember that a lot of times a reaction is caused by um a reaction is caused by oh my god, I just lost my train of thought. But most people react from something that's maybe against their boundaries or their beliefs. Okay, so a reaction is caused a lot of times by, and I forgot my own saying. Okay, I forgot my own saying. I'm gonna move this along. What is this? I can't hardly see. Oh, okay. Let me. All right. So, but the irony here is that many people go on to attract someone with whom they play out the exact same patterns and therefore are rarely any happier with the new person, with the new guy or the new girl. They're temporarily happy. Okay. So when you can take time to cultivate openness and honesty, Lorenzo says, an action causes a. Thank you. Ooh, I had just got a brain fog. Lord Jesus. Oh my God. Thank you, Lorenzo. Remember, actions cause reactions. Actions cause reactions. Okay, so if you're with somebody that's always causing some kind of a weird or again an action that goes against your boundaries and your, I'm going to just leave it at your boundaries. I often incorporate belief because I'm a Christian counselor, but a lot of times when you're in an intimate or in a relationship period with somebody who continues to cross those boundaries, that action is going to cause a reaction. And now it's time for you to start to make a decision whether you're going to stay in this or leave. Now, if you're just like over the top and just any little thing, then you need to consider going to talk with somebody. It's okay to talk with a counselor. All right. Thank you so much, Lorenzo. And action causes a reaction. So again, when you can take the time to cultivate openness and honesty with your partner, you will start to see how the egos wants to sabotage your relationship and be better equipped to deal with it. Again, Dr. Wilmot, I believe I'm saying that right. What she's saying is so true. A lot of time, people egos is what destroys a whole relationship. They're not willing to let them egos down and egos go. And it could be a potentially great relationship because every relationship must grow. It has to grow. Again, you have to learn each other's love languages. But if your ego, if you keep allowing your ego to get in the way, forget about it. You're going to always be on the losing end. All right, so let's do this. This takeaway here, my takeaway for tonight, and this is a long one. I only have a little bit up here, but I want to read it. Speaking your truth is not always comfortable or easy because it goes against our conditioning that says be nice, be perfect. And if you be this way, it does not upset other people. So without a doubt, it's a great way to create an extraordinary relationship with your partner. Many people choose to hide who they really are in relationships and end up settling and plodding along. And this is not a recipe for long-term happiness, as hiding who you are makes you feel miserable and that something is missing. Now, oh, Lorenzo said the grass is not greener on the other side. It's just maintained better. Oh my God, that's a preach right there. Which he is a pastor, but he's also a licensed life coach. The grass always looks greener. And that's how a lot of people ruin wonderful, wonderful relationships because they're looking at somebody else's grass. They're looking over there, and then when they get over there, when they look back, they're gonna realize, oh my God, my grass is way greener than this over here. This is actually really dull, and like in the middle right here, it's all dried up and dead. You know, so I love that. I love that, Lorenzo. The grass is not greener on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna read this part again because I wanted to give you a scenario. Many people choose to hide in their relationships and end up settling and plodding along. This is not a recipe for long-term happiness when you're hiding who you are. And when you hide who you are, it makes you feel miserable. And it makes you feel like something is missing, which again, it really is. Lady Purpose said, come on, somebody. Now, there was a movie, I'm sorry, there was a TV series that used to come on back in the 2000s with Diana Ross's daughter and like four other girls, and I cannot remember living. It's not Living Single. Um, it was Diana Ross's daughter, the one that she's the writer, producer of Blackish, and whatever else ish that's out. But it was a bunch of the girls there, and they had one dude on there who was their friend, and he wound up getting engaged. Girlfriends, thank you, Jamel. Girlfriends, all right. Girlfriends was so good. It was really good, and I remember when the leading dude up in there. Thank you, Linda. When and I forgot his name. Jamel, what is his name? The one dude, their friend, who, and he wound up getting engaged to a police officer, a young lady, and they were so cute together. And when it was time for them to get married, she didn't show up to the wedding, and she left him at the altar, and it was so sad. It was so sad because he really, really did. Her name was Yvonne. I think it was Yvonne, and he loved her. And then he ran into her like some months later because she ran from him and hid. William, thank you, Jamel. William was the only guy. He was their guy friend, and he got engaged to the girl Yvonne or something. And then she didn't show up. She stood him up at the altar, which that is so scary, right there. That's scary by itself. And when he saw her months later on, she gained weight, he said. But when she explained to him, which he deserved, he really deserved this explanation before they ever put the money out to have a wedding. But she said that she allowed him to call her name the wrong way. She never corrected him, that she was pretending. She was hiding who she was and pretending their whole relationship because she wanted a relationship. She wanted a man. And so she said she realized before they married, she can't do this the rest of her life. Now she stood him up and she hurt him bad, but she gave herself an out before it really, really went too far. And so that's what this means right here when it says that many people choose to hide in their relationships. Okay, so let's move on. If you decide to speak your truth, it involves being vulnerable. Okay, honest and open from a place of full responsibility. It is never an excuse to keep blaming your partner for things, and there is never a right time to speak up. It just ain't. Okay, but it is all about learning to trust yourself and to show up at that moment, even though you are not sure how things might turn out. Okay, so the more that you practice this, the more that we do this, the more that we will receive evidence that we can do it again and again, and that it will create a greater amount of freedom for us, for our partners, when speaking the truth and being accepted for who we are. All right, so consider whatever relationships that we're in as the training ground for who we create the love that we want. All right, expecting it to be perfect and for there not to be times when it gets uncomfortable is it's unrealistic, guys. So you have much more space to be more of who you are than you realize. All right, and this is how we create a relationship where you and your partner both feel supported, seen, heard in this journey. Okay. This is the website disclaimer. I'm getting ready to open this up for a minute because I wanted to give you Shanrae's theory on this. And again, those of y'all, I dropped a Zoom link in here. I'm getting ready to drop them on my other pages too, for us to have a private going to a 20 to 25 minute private session immediately after this when this is ended. But I want to open this up for you all to see. Let me open this up. All right. And I didn't even print this out. I just felt inspired to share this with you all. I'm going to magnify this for me so I can read it. It says, you can change directions, guys. We can change directions. We all are set on a path from our childhood foundations. Our lives are shaped by the journey that we start out with. Everyone comes from a rocky path. Some paths are harder than others, but as we grow into our adult stages in life, we are all exposed to other maps with various routes that create an easier and smoother path, and routes that lead you into ditches. And it's up to us to decide what path we'll choose on our individual journey. But most people would choose the path that was given to them from childhood. And again, this was by Shanrae Price, a degree cognitive behavioral therapist. Okay, that's my take on this. So let me let me open this a little bit more. Excuse me. All right. Um, if there's a past counsel of the day with Shanrae series that you missed, or you just want to rewatch, you can go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price, and you can rewatch anything that you want to watch there. Please subscribe and select any past series. Okay. Oh, Mother Ade, thank you. Let me tell y'all something. Mother Ade, if you would please come in to the Zoom, just give us 5 minutes of your time. This she helped raise me. Mother Ade helped raise me, and I want to introduce her to you all, who is going to come into the Zoom link. And when I say I have learned a lot of wisdom from Mother Ade, so I want you all to. I think this might be the first time she's ever seen me with my counselor hat on. So if Mother Day comes in to the Zoom, hey Tay, come into the Zoom session immediately afterwards. There's a link in there if you have the time. I know that you're working. You may be working. All right, but we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this. I'm sorry. We're gonna end this, and we're gonna go immediately to the Zoom. And hopefully I will see y'all there, and that will be private. It won't be open. I am a professional one-on-one counselor. And if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, feel free to contact me via Facebook Messenger at Shanrae Cherie Price, or via my email at shanraecherieprice@gmail.com. I'm a lifestyle strategist, and my aim is to aid you in your life's goals and your life dreams. Okay, I'm going to open this up just a little bit. I would like to thank you all for participating in Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, February 2022. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. And I will see you all in May 2022 for the month of May for the second quarter of Counsel of the Day with Shanrae with a different topic. All right, guys. There's a Zoom link. Lorenzo said good night. This has been wonderful. Thank you, Lorenzo. I'll see some of y'all over in the Zoom. Okay, private. That's private. I'll see y'all soon. Zoom link again, please. It's at the top, Cole. I'll put it in there, but it's at the top. Can y'all see it? Wait a minute, before I go, can y'all see the Zoom? Hold on. Let me click. Let me get it. Ooh, I gotta get it. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Let me get it, because I see that it's gone. All right, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to drop this link once again in the comments. I'll see y'all over there in the Zoom. I'll see y'all in the Zoom. Corey, hey Corey. Please start going live for 1 hour. Oh, I'll try. Okay, I'll try, Corey. I'll try to go live for 1 hour. Yes, ma'am. Hopefully, I'll see you over in the Zoom. Good night, everybody. See y'all May 2022. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to head to the Zoom. All right.